Okay, we are live-ish. Just getting started here. Oh, yeah. Hopefully the connection holds up today. No guarantees. Maybe some. I don't know. We'll find out. But yeah, there's been internet issues all week. So, yay. Even went like completely down to the point where they were sending out emails yesterday. So, yay. But anyway, we are doing this with a controller. Hopefully it will turn out all right. And yeah, we're in Saigons. I have leveled up a little bit. Hello, how's it going? But yeah, we have leveled up a little bit since then, so I do need to allocate my stats and do all this fun stuff. So we've got enough strength for all of our gear. I don't really need much dexterity yet, so I'm going to go ahead and just do vitality and just get my life up to a reasonable amount so we can actually tank things like Duriel and stuff like that without having too much stress about it. But we'll see how that kind of goes in the long run. Let's go ahead and toss those down. I'll pop over here. Get that to where I can actually see it. So I can see all them there chat messages and all that lovely goodness. I do wish I could make, yeah, that thing disappear on my display thing, but it's fine. But anyway, we went ahead and put the stat points in. I think, yeah, I spent the skill points just getting further down the trees. So yeah, we have one of the traps. We have Cloak of Shadows, which I haven't assigned to anything yet. We'll do that later. But yeah, Cloak of Shadows is going to be semi-useful. I do want to use my Tiger Claw things just to get used to that as well. But it's kind of up in the air as to which one I should be doing right now, because neither one's going to be super important. But Cloak of Shadow does give us a few advantages against certain annoying enemies. So anywhoozle, what's it? Let's go ahead and get ourselves an extra skill point, because I'm pretty sure we did not do that quest whenever we were having all the... Yeah, we did not. Act 1, I went ahead and did Tower. That's one of the ways I got some of my levels. But yeah, we need to come down here. We also need to get ourselves a mercenary, but... Ugh. And we are doing a martial arts assassin with a controller, as per the vote. Unfortunately, I have a feeling this is gonna go downhill very quick whenever we get to hell difficulty. Unless the changes 2.4 comes out before we get to hell difficulty, please hurry up with that patch so yeah, okay. But anyway, let's see. We want to go ahead and get... I'm going to go with a prayer mercenary for normal. Now, whenever the patch does release, supposedly we'll be able to hire them whenever, so I would probably be getting either a Holy Freeze or a Might mercenary right now, but since we don't have that as a choice, we're going to go with Blessed Aim. Not Blessed Aim, Prayer. But yeah, I play with mouse and keyboard usually, so playing with controller is very awkward, to say the least. We're getting Fazel because we need the prayer. We need a prayer in hell, and I should probably equip him, now that I think about it. Just give him something so he can survive. Otherwise, bad things will happen for him. So let's trade. Let's go ahead and find him a pokey stick. That is a pokey stick. Let's find him some armor. That looks like it might have. Yes, Frost Nova. That's actually kind of good for him. So this... And if we press right button... Okay, yeah, that's how... Oh, we can actually see our inventory from here. Thank God. That's going to make that a little bit easier. And what helmet do we want to get for him? I don't think she's going to have any good helmets yet. Doesn't look like we have any blue. I can come up here and check... I forget his name. Ezekiel, I don't know. Oh, Elzix. I knew it started with an E. My brain don't work too well. But, do we have anything good from you? Not really. We'll just take the poison resist cap. Hey, Riz, how's it going? Pretty awful on the mod squad. It's fine. We're just chilling. And I have a feeling it's going to be a relatively quiet stream because it seems like each time something happens to my internet, the next stream after is just like 10 people. It's fine. But hopefully we'll eventually get some people in here who are interested in watching my suffering. Because that's what this is going to be. This is going to be suffering. Because guess what? Yeah. We're doing this with a controller. And the controller in Diablo 2 Resurrected is not the best thing ever. I am going to Alt-Tab, and I'm going to make that a little bit wider so I can see what the hell's going on. There you go. And hopefully everything is coming through clearly. Sometimes it don't. And yeah, for the most part, we should be fine because we are using Saigons, and Saigons is just like a tank this early. So yeah, I don't really have too much to worry about until we get to about Act 3 or 4. And even then, probably not too much to worry about. Let's see. I'm going to go ahead and take out these little buddies. Ow, no. Do not kill my mercenary this quick. We cannot bug him anymore, so it's kind of like, okay, we're going to have to do this. You need insight for your mercenary and your source, so you made a paladin just so you can get it. Just so you can get it so you can advance through hell on your sorceress. Insight is pretty easy to get. You should be able to farm that in Nightmare. But unless you're looking for like a high-end insight. In which case, on the sorceress, the main trick with the mercenaries, you're going to have to start getting good at the teleporting to reposition him, because unfortunately, they've taken away the ability to bug the mercenary. So yeah, you're kind of... It's basically you either have to have really good gear or the ability to reposition him, which means that he is going to be absolute garbage for pretty much every class, except for the sorceress and maybe the necromancer. Hey, Huntron, how's it going? So let's see. Do we want any of this? We want the gold. I don't think we want anything else here, sadly. That's unfortunate. You can watch videos while recording. Is it playable? By the way, if you guys are curious about emulation, definitely check out Riss's Is It Playable channel. He's going through and finding out which of his games that he owns can actually be emulated easily. And I believe you're using CHD format, if I remember correctly. And you do have some tutorials on that kind of stuff over there, seeing which ones play smoothly with default settings and which ones don't. But I think I have you linked on the main page, or at least on the in some of the side things. I'm not sure yet. I can double check later. I know I have main channels linked down there. At least I did. They've been fiddling and breaking so many things the past like week and a half that I'm not sure what I have anymore on my channels, which is kind of sad, but it's there. And you also do it on a Series X because you can. I still can't quite justify getting one of the next-gen consoles, so that's it's on a wish list, but it's not on a gonna happen anytime soon list. But the newest console I have is a Nintendo Switch. So if that tells you anything, I got it before the whole like pricing went crazy on it too. So let's see, do we want to worry about too many things in here? Probably not. I probably should have waited to get that. It's cooperating for now, Travis. Hopefully you're doing all right. So, but yeah, Is It Playable? Good channel if you're interested in the emulations. And I'm also, I am going to admit to, I'm a little guilty of watching Riss's Is It Playables just to see what games I can cover on the review channel, the game shop that we have going on. Just so I don't have to sit there and like fight with them unless that's something I really, really need to cover. And even then, those I'll just cover off of original hardware. So I'm doing okay. I've got the background footage, like the B-roll. I don't have the like notes or anything written up for them yet for 2 build videos for this coming week. And I have the B-roll for 2 review videos and no notes for those either. I'm getting all the B-roll before I do the notes, which is kind of the backwards way of doing it. If you watch anything about how to do YouTube, generally the advice is to have like all your audio and all that kind of stuff recorded first, or at least your like the story written first before you actually make the videos. But yeah, it's not happening. Because what determines whether I'm going to actually make a video is whether I actually like the game. So, and I am thinking about trying to do some like Diablo 2 versus X kind of things, like Diablo 2 versus Diablo 1, Diablo 2 Resurrected versus LD, and doing sort of like a crossover thing between the 2 channels like that. But we'll see. What's the scoop on 2.4 Amazons? I know about as much as you guys do, unfortunately. I watched a chunk of Llama stream. I'm sorry, I can't sit there and watch an hour and a half stream of just people umming and kind of... Part of it felt very... I'm trying to think of a nice way to put it, but part of it definitely felt like they were just ego boosting rather than actually talking about the patch. So I kind of like skipped around a lot. Your friend got an Amazon Hellfire Torch and has 20 to all attributes and 16 resist. What would that be worth in trading? That I don't know off the top of my head. Not a lot, because Amazon's not a super sought after one. But it'd still be worth probably a high rune if I had to guess. I don't do trading a lot. I'm not a huge fan of it. I find it very boring and not really frustrating, just mind-numbing to do. So whenever I do trade, it's very, very limited, very, very quick, and I try just to get it over with as fast as freaking possible. So let's go ahead and dump that in there. I like a lot of Llama's videos. The combination of the devs with Llama in that and how the behavior was going kind of bothered me. It was like, I just couldn't bring myself to keep watching it constantly. So I'll probably go back, watch the rest of it.
There's nothing the right portion can't cure.
I'm trying to think. There's only one creator I have a problem with, and it's not Llama. So, yay. But let's see. Talk to you. Taste of Vengeance is bittersweet. We do actually have 2 skill points to spend. We also have Vitality to dump into there. But I'm sure they find some of my videos irritating as well, because I actually am contrary to them on a few stances. So, it is what it is. I don't email other creators. Ever. Unless there is something that absolutely has to be discussed, I don't email other creators. I'd rather encounter them either live in their chat or on their Discords, because email is probably one of the worst ways to contact somebody if you're doing inter-channel stuff. I don't mind Cooley. Cooley's your PvP guy if you want to watch that stuff. Let's see. As far as where I want to go on this, we are going to go down to Death Sentry, but I don't need anything else in there. As far as martial arts, we are going to be moving down that. I don't need to level any of these other skills, though, until we get down to Phoenix. Yeah, I don't have... do we want a Shadow? I could actually get down to Shadow. Could start with that. But there's nothing like low level I want to dump a lot of points into. So, yeah. I think, well, we could actually just do this. And just keep leveling that up. I just can't use it without a claw. So let's see.
I've heard that you...
Yeah, shadows are pretty nice. They're not the be-all, end-all of anything, but they are nice. Let's see. Hold that to sell. Yeah, knowing the hotkeys while doing controller is a pain in the butt. So those of you who are used to controller, you can laugh at me as much as you want. And I'm not going to name names as far as the one that I don't like, because that is very rude. But needless to say, it's probably not one you guys are going to mention in chat. I know I can buy more abilities. I literally can't use Fire Claw. So, because I'm not using a claw, I'm using a sword for the increased attack rating. Which is the important thing for me. I do find it kind of irritating how the shield is floating, though. For those of you who are wondering what I'm talking about, if we turn just the right way, you can see there's a gap between the elbow and the shield. And it bothers me a little bit. I'm not into YouTube drama. So, and I understand that there are plenty of creators that don't like my stuff, and there are a lot of creators, usually, actually there's not Diablo 2 creators that I usually can say, I don't like your stuff, it's horrible. But there are a few YouTube creators in general that I feel that way about. Dear God. I would rather have just like a healthy community of a few thousand people than a toxic community of a few million. So let's see. We'll just keep going and move on into Diablo 2 discussions and why we look like a little like skinny bull. My screen says there's 2, so yeah. That's the downside of missing a week of streaming. People forget that you stream, unfortunately. Watching me play Diablo 2, countless hours of Diablo 2 is what you got you playing the game sooner than you would have. Would you count as a Diablo creator at this point? I'm not sure you'd count as a Diablo creator. You have created Diablo content though. And for those, to the person that mentioned Seer, I don't consider him a Diablo 2 creator. Seer is a variety game creator. He just happened to jump on the Diablo 2 bandwagon. Seems like a nice guy. Haven't really talked to him much. I've not talked directly outside of like just community chats with any of the other decent sized Diablo creators, so I think Kruger is about the only one that I've actually had more than just like a short conversation with here and there. And that's because he is in the comments every now and then. Definitely check out his channel if he decides to be active again, though. Really cool guy. Let's see. Now, I will be probably expanding into other action RPGs on this channel, but I don't really intend to branch this specific channel off into too many other games. That's what the game shop is for. That's what Let's Play Everything is for. That's what... And the art channel is not going to be focused on gaming, though we might do some gaming integrated stuff on there, like fan art. But other than that, this is just going to be action RPGs. We're going to probably be doing Last Epoch. We might do some Grim Dawn streams. They're going to be intermittent. They're not going to be like a constant full playthrough like we are doing with this one. So I don't know if I'll keep those stream VODs available on here or not, but the Diablo 2 ones will be just consistent across the board on here. And I keep picking up the Grand Charms like an idiot, by the way, because I have been doing a lot of hell runs lately, and that's actually not bad. Because we've been doing... we just get the fast rate recovery. Sure, I'll take it for now. We'll be getting rid of those. But yeah, I've been doing a lot of hell difficulty lately off camera just because, well, yeah, testing builds, they have to be able to pass the test, so hell difficulty it is. EQ, I'm not sure who EQ is. Has anyone played Halo Infinite multiplayer yet? I know a few of my friends over on Twitch have. Matt in the Hat, Sheed, they've been playing if you're talking about the versus multiplayer, that is. I don't know if they played the co-op campaign on it yet, because if I remember correctly, don't you have to like exploit a sort of bug to get that to work? Oh, EverQuest. Okay. It's been forever since I've heard anyone mention EverQuest, so you'll have to forgive me on that one. What's funny is I was in the Diablo 2 branch of an EverQuest guild, so yeah. I had never actually played EverQuest myself. I also only played RuneScape for like a month. So I'm not a big MMO person. And I know that's a surprise considering I play Diablo 2 and grind the crap out of it, but Diablo 2 for me is kind of like, it's just a kind of relaxing time investment rather than something... should call the build series Is It Viable? You want to know a build that would not make that list? Blizzard Sorceress. Because that's one reason why you haven't seen a red-backed Blizzard Sorceress build yet. Well, I can make them viable, but it's not a pure Blizzard Sorceress. The reason being, the Blizzard Sorceress can't pass my testing path without having to skip over a massive number of enemies. So yeah, it's just it doesn't get a red back. I'm thinking I might give the blue backs to, if you're wondering, there is a color scheme to the channel that has been kind of established as of the starter series. So in the future, you're going to start seeing blue back and red back as kind of differentiating between kind of niche farming things and more of the... Let's go ahead and drop out some traps here just to make life easier on us. But you're going to see that as sort of a method of differentiating whether a build has passed the test or whether it's a specialized location farmer. So let's grab those. You've played a lot of games set in the EverQuest universe. Champions of Norath. Never played EQ. I think I have Champions of Norath. EQ the most fun if you're raiding, but raiding requirements take up a long time. Yeah, that's true of a lot of MMOs. The only MMO, like actual proper, and I'm not even sure this would even be considered a proper MMO, but the only one that comes close enough to being a proper MMO for me to feel comfortable calling it one was Guild Wars. Not Guild Wars 2, Guild Wars. That's the only one I played a lot of. And I enjoyed it a lot. I enjoyed Guild Wars. I remember part of the reason why I did it was I was actually part of the beta test for it, and the alpha. But the devs, whenever we were in that thing, were really cool. We used to do PvP nights to balance test things, and I was the reason why one of the reasons why the monk was nerfed to hell and back, monk warrior specifically. Because basically I took on the entire dev team after my team died, killed their priest and killed them just by abusing stuns and being able to heal myself, because guess what, monks are the sort of healer from that game, at least the first one. I don't know if they are in the second one. I don't even know if there actually are monks in the second one, because if I remember correctly, the second one is very weapon based, like you get your skills based on what weapon you're using or something like that, if I remember correctly. See you with the interact button on A when it already interacts while it can attack makes you annoyed. Yeah, I took attack off of A. That's one of the first things that happened. I think that, yeah, that definitely happened in one of the first couple episodes. They didn't ruin the monk. I abused the monk. I intentionally abused the monk during the beta test. I did all kinds of things with the monk. I think it was the PvP match that kind of sort of cemented it, if you will, because before that I was intentionally doing things like traveling the entire world as a monk by myself, even like areas you're not supposed to be able to do, which is, yeah, that was my trying to prove that, hey, guess what, this class is broken. Because even though guess what, I was a Necromancer Prime in that one too. Even though I was primarily a Necromancer player, I was unable to do that with the Necromancer. I was able to do it with the Monk. Monkey! Actually, Monk W. But yeah. Because there was actually a Monk Elementalist build that was pretty fun as well. It was a lot less broken. Okay, let's go ahead and drink a potion. I'm going to drop out traps again. Okay, so there you go. And I do like the fact that they're talking about actually making the Hydras play more like traps, where they have the whole, we are going to end up with a, let's go to inventory. Let's go ahead and move. Okay, so yeah, it's just hold down to open. And I'm going to move stuff back to the side that I like. I know I'm not going to, but I'm not going to like it there, but it's gotta work. I much prefer having a right-aligned inventory. And yes, I know that's weird, but it bothers me not having it in the place that I want it. So there we go. We got that over there. But yeah. I generally, whenever I see something that's completely out of whack, like I do admit the Paladin is currently the strongest overall class in Diablo 2. I don't think it needs anything nerfed. So I am a right align. And I'm actually going to go ahead and get rid of that. Yes, it gives me attack rating. Yes, I need attack rating, but I'm not going to keep it long term, and it's going to just get in the way. So let's see. In here, we should still, yeah, we have a decent amount of money in there. I'm going to try to keep about 10 grand sitting in my stash, and then everything else is going to go into the shared stash. I hate how it auto sorts it by size too, by the way. That puts your freaking books in the middle. It's horrifying. It's not a pleasant sensation. So let's go ahead and I keep forgetting to cast Burst of Speed just out of just forgetfulness. So our exit is probably going to be up here as well. So let's just run on up there. We're going to get a decent amount of experience because we are currently only level, what, 16? Generally speaking, we'd want to be 25 exiting Act 2, but we're probably not going to reach that. We're probably going to be like 17, maybe 18, if I had to guess. Hey, LaPow, how's it going? Let's go ahead and bust all these. Boom. Grab that. And yeah, I might actually try to slow down and kill a few more extra things. And this is online, so no, I can't use player counts. Inventory management is more sluggish for the controller. That's true of like anything with proper inventories in, well, action RPGs in general. There are situations where inventories can be made for console, but then you wouldn't have the limited inventory space, or at least you wouldn't have as much control over it. Because then you generally on console, I prefer something more like Final Fantasy style inventories where it's a list and you can just kind of scroll through it. It makes life a lot easier. But whenever it's designed for controller and you actually have limited inventory space based on shape, I can understand why. And let's go ahead and get one of these out. Why they didn't go with that for this. Because then you'd also have a huge issue with crossplay. But yeah, just a list inventory would be a lot easier to manage. And if I remember correctly, didn't Diablo 3 have kind of a list inventory for console? I don't remember because I didn't actually, you know, do much with that because I have it on PC. So let's see. Skill tree. We are currently level 17. Let's get some more life. Oh, yeah, having to menu out to get to exit, yeah, is a pain in the ass. So, but yeah, a list inventory is so much more efficient on a controller. It's ridiculous how much of a difference it makes. But yeah, on this one, we just don't have a list. And yes, you could buy additional spaces for the list. Now, additional, like, I would like the ability to expand, like, buy additional cube kind of things, if you would. Or not necessarily buy cubes, but do something like Grim Dawn's inventory where it has, like, extra pockets that you get for doing quests. But I don't see that ever happening in this because that would require too much adjustment to it. And also, you'd have to figure out a way to fix the item disappearing bug that's currently in the game. That is caused by file size issues, and we are going the wrong way. There we go. We murdered all of them for free experience. Well, not free. We used some mana. But it's right turns in this place, so I need to remember to take my right turns. Bags, man. Bags. Pockets. I want pockets, damn it. I don't need more sacks in my life. I need pockets. It has pockets. Okay, so it's going to be a right turn. It could actually be over here. Doubtful, but it could be. Because it's going to just be going down right. Any path that's leading us down right is a good path. So yeah, these guys, not too tough. I mean, we're probably having a decent block as well, because Saigon's shield is pretty decent for what it is. You hated that you couldn't have the canal cube in your inventory? Yeah, that would be frustrating. But it's a completely different game. It's a different design. Personally, I don't have a problem with Diablo 3. I know a lot of people are like, Diablo 3 is absolute garbage. And there are things about it whenever it first released that, yeah, I have a personal distaste of. But for the most part, Diablo 3 accomplished what they set out to make it like. They didn't set out to make it like a normal Diablo game, though. They sent out, it was basically a more Warcraft-style game in Diablo format than necessarily Diablo format of Diablo games. Yeah, and that's just evident because it was Blizzard South that was making it. It wasn't Blizzard North. Blizzard North stopped being Blizzard North in, I want to say it was 2005, was it? It was around when patch 1.11 was released. Like literal months before 1.11 was released. That Blizzard North was shut down due to conflicts with Vivendi. Let's see. NPC, hey man, ready to rob. Wait, where's your weapons? My character pulls out RPG. Okay, ready? Oh god. But yeah, what about Diablo 4 and Immortal? Diablo 4, I'm jury's still out. I'm not liking that it's going to be always online DRM. I will always talk shit about any game. I don't care. I don't even care if I actually really like the actual game. I will talk shit about any game you make that requires always online play that is not entirely a multiplayer experience. If it is not a game designed explicitly around playing alongside a group of other people, whether it's randoms or friends, it should not always be online. And Diablo 4, if you're sticking with the Diablo design style, should have a single player that is available without checking home. Yeah, EverQuest 2 went way wow. Everything in that era went way wow. And it's just, eh. But no, Diablo South and Diablo North are both really, well, I can't say about right now. But they were both really good companies at what they did. But nowadays, as far as Diablo 2 Resurrected, this is Vicarious Visions. This is not Blizzard South. But they were both really good at what they did. But they did very different things. Blizzard North was a little more experimental. Blizzard North was a bit more interested in an atmosphere around a game and stuff like that, whereas Blizzard South was more into polish. Making things easily consumable, making them good for stockholders, basically. Go ahead and drop some lightning in there. Okay, so that should completely miss. 4, 5. Let's go ahead and drop those out. Get the chest. Get the Staff of Kings. Cold Worm's going to explode. Let's go ahead and get back to town before Mercenary dies. He's probably still going to die. Nope, he's not. Sweet. Have a good one, Huntron.
Good to see
Hey, Hugin. How's it going?
Good day.
Hopefully it'll be a nice stream. Hopefully it'll actually be, you know, stable this time. Hey, Dub. How's it going? You forgot that Microsoft added a field of view slider to Halo Infinite on console, and Activision can't be. I wouldn't necessarily say it's because they're lazy. It's just different priorities, and personally, I hate that there's not a field of view slider. In fact, in one of the first impressions that I just released today, the Devotion one, I actually bring up field of view sliders because I want to love Devotion. Devotion's such an amazing game, but I can't play it more than 30 minutes out without wanting to upchuck. Everything's pretty good. As long as the connection stays stable, it will be very good. And to answer a question that I've had a few times, why I'm not doing these single players, because we're actually going to be doing community things with these characters after I get done with all 7. So we'll be doing like farming and stuff like that. We can do various not raids, but various types of just magic finding, leveling. And after I get the 7 done, we could even do just like run-throughs of the game with just viewers popping in and out. I'm not going to be doing like 8-player speedruns or anything like that, because frankly, I'm tired. I'm an old man. I want to rest. So our next level up, we actually start getting some interesting things. Do we have skill points or something that we didn't spend? We do have a skill point that we didn't spend. We're going to go ahead and keep it. I'm looking forward to the changes to Assassin. And that's one reason why, even if we get into hell and this character just stalls out, I'll wait until the patch and finish her up then. Because I have a feeling it's going to change how she plays significantly. So we're not going to respec her then. Bell runs on console. I don't have this on console, unfortunately. I only have it on PC. I cannot afford it on console because, yup. I need to save my money. Currently able to make my monthly expenses. I'm going to start having to pay additional taxes this next year. Because, yay! Self-employment. But, yeah. I'll figure that out whenever I get to it. Because that is one thing I have not done before. So, yeah, beginning of the year is going to be stressful. And yes, you do have to still pay self-employment taxes even whenever you're not earning enough to meet the poverty limit. So, yay! Bell runs on console. Honestly, I wouldn't be surprised if there are bail runs going on in console, but people are just coordinating it via, like, Discord and stuff like that. Because I do know that there is a fairly strong... Hey, Dark Elder, how's it going? That is the wrong button. But I do know there is a fairly strong console community on Discord. On a few Discords, actually. For those that want to do that kind of stuff. Tax evasion stream gone wrong. I don't want to evade taxes. I do wish my taxes went to things that I could actually, you know, in good conscience support, but I'm not. I am lawful neutral for the most part, if you're wondering what my alignment is. I can be chaotic neutral at times, but whenever it comes to a lot of stuff, I'm lawful neutral, so I tend to end up somewhere in there. Usually on party chat on Xbox. But yeah, I can't afford to get this on console. I had to give up game collecting because of pandemic. I had to do a lot of things because of pandemic. And it changed a lot of things for me. Hopefully it turns out alright. If not, I will go back to what I was doing and dread every moment of it. Just gotta last until people get vaccinated enough to not have this be a major issue. Let's see. You're chaotic neutral yourself, so you understand disposition. I generally just say I'm true neutral, but for a lot of things, I do lawful neutral when it'll get me in trouble or not. But if it's an authority figure that can't restrict my movement, chaotic neutral. Neutral evil? Nah. That would require malice and extreme self-interest. And I feel gross. I feel gross even, like, asking for, like, people to support on the Patreon. I literally have to write down exactly what I'm going to say at the end of videos just so I remember to put it in there. Otherwise, I would just go with my old outro of keep gaming, have fun, peace out, this has been Alzorath, bye. But yeah, I am relying on that as a safety net right now, so I do have to remember to actually mention it. Your lawful evil. In other words, self-interest within the scope of the law. That reminds me, I really do kind of want to do a D&D campaign. But I would need to find people that I can actually do a stream of it with that would not be too upset about me relearning how to DM. Oh, I hate that it does that red flash. I'm not getting hit. It's just doing a red flash. So, yay. But anywhoozle, what's it? So we're looking fairly decent. That is tunnels. This should be the waypoint. Yay! We just need to find the exit so I can get out of this dark infernal place. You forget to tell people that you have a life too, and I need food. I don't need much in life. Just roof over my head, food in my belly, and the ability to create things. It drives me nuts whenever I don't have access to at least some kind of creative outlet. But I think that's kind of true of a lot of people. At least people that I know. I hate to imagine what life would be like without the urge to create something. You hate when you get poisoned and it just flashes in the background. Yeah. Let's go ahead and murder them. But yeah, as far as like how people view others, generally it is more based on like who we are as individuals rather than the person we are perceiving. Because generally we'll perceive people we think we enjoy the company of or that we like as similar to us, and we'll see people as who we don't like as opposition of us. Whenever in reality they could be just like our mirror, in fact, not even opposition. It's just how they approach a certain issue is slightly different. Bye, Guardians. There is another one over there. And yes, I see him. Murder, death, destruction. It's great. Okay, I need my mana to come back just for the burst of speed. But yeah, the goal today is to, at the very least, get through Act 2. I would not mind getting started on Act 3. It just depends on how my energy holds out. And I do actually have to go after about probably 3 hours of streaming. Maybe a little bit less, because I have to get stuff done as far as editing and stuff like that for other videos. And I have to write up my notes for the 2 builds for next week. I might have a 3rd build. We'll see how things work out. Otherwise, it's just going to be more of the items. Maybe a 2.4 video. We'll see. I generally don't want to be jumping all over those because a lot of the stuff out there is just speculation, and it's not a good source of information. It would be stagnant monotony. We need a little controlled chaos in our lives. That is diversity and creativity. Ah, yeah. Let's grab that, and we will drink a mana potion, grab a new one, go this way. But yeah, I mean, it's probably kind of like the people that they can't hear what they're, I'm trying to think of how to describe it. There's people who can, whenever they think, they can actually falsify the sense related to what they're thinking. Kind of like see pictures in your head kind of situations. And then there's people who can't. And I have a feeling creativity is kind of like that, where it's like just something some people do and some people don't. Let's see. And that is a bot. And reason I know is because they've gone from posting that nonsense in comments into posting it in there. Let's go ahead and hide that user. They are banned. The ban. Hopefully it actually bans them. I mean, there we go. Takes like half a freaking hour. Sorry, I'm going to take a drink real quick. And yeah, that says it's supposed to be like some kind of random fruit flavor. It just tastes like purple. It just tastes purple. And I am fine with that. Although I generally prefer the taste of green and red over purple. Is there a viable PvE Fist of the Heaven Paladin build? Depends on how loose your definition of viable is. Can you beat the game with it? Yes. Do you want to? No. You really don't. Hey, Data, how's it going? I'm surviving. We are trucking along trying to get the parts of the staff. We're going to finish Act 2 today, come hell or high water. Even if the game starts lagging, I'm going to finish recording that today because I only got like 5 episodes out of Act 1, so I do want to keep up with that. I want to keep up with releasing on the Let's Play Everything channel. And just to be safe, you're a little purple flavor fan yourself? Cool. But yeah, there really is not a reasonable Fist of the Heavens PvE build. It can be used PvP, just because it's just a massive single target hit thing. But there's a lot of ways that people can just kind of like overcome that pretty easily. Oh, we are about to break our swords. Sweet. And thankfully this is cheap to repair, but still, dang. Yeah, this is full Saigon set. It's Saigon set, which we've just found by just playing through the game. Because everything that we're using on this character is stuff that we have found on our previous characters on this account. So we have Murdered Faces. So that gets to go in there.
Greetings.
Trade, and it is left stick to repair? Yes. But yeah, we're using full Saigons just because, and we've got Angelic Sickle with Angelic Ring, if that would stop popping up over there, just to get that, because we have not found the Angelic Amulet, otherwise I'd be using that instead, and have a claw in here so I could actually charge up the Fire Strike, which would be a very, very, very welcome thing. But it's probably not going to happen anytime soon because for some reason I have terrible luck with certain things, and Angelic is one of them. So we just kind of deal with it however we can. You wanted to make a caster pally that is not a hammered in. Oh, good luck. I mean, there are... Closest thing you're probably going to get is an Oradin or an Archer, a Ranger Paladin. And even then, that's not really caster so much as just AoE damage and a bow. Which, Rangers can be a lot of fun. Don't get me wrong on that one. They can be a lot of fun. They can get really expensive if you're going to like extremes as well. But for the most part, they're kind of like mid-price builds. Tretrion Mercenary, Grit, and Tretrion Assassin isn't that bad if you are running a build that supports it. Because if you're running a Burst of Speed Assassin, it's gonna suck because you're gonna constantly be overriding your Burst of Speed. But as far as like, say, I'm trying to think of a good example. There's a few martial arts assassins that can actually make use of it. But as far as any kind of increased attack speed based assassin where it actually benefits them, they can make use of it. And if you don't put points into Fade, you get the full damage reduction as if you had that level of Fade. Whereas if you cast your own Fade, yeah, it's not quite as good. You still have the passive thing, but yeah. Let's just run through these because, frankly, the Palace Sellers are not your friend. They never have been, never will be. So this one, do we actually have the shortcut? I don't think we're gonna, but we can check for it. And yeah, nothing too scary. Mercenary can handle whatever he finds up there. What do I think of the new Rune Lords coming? We haven't seen the direct evidence of what they're going to be like. So I'm looking forward to them, but the little preview of this like super old versions of Pattern and Plague, they're not going to be exactly like that. They're going to be adjusted. What are my plans for the character? Is it going to be a pure Kickster or Riftsin? I don't have Rift on this, so Rift. I have Rift on single player. I don't have it on here, but we're going to be doing charges. Oh, yep. That's what was voted for. We're going full charges. So basically, we're going to be going Phoenix Strike and Dragon Talon and probably Dragon Flight. And then we're going to have a little bit, because I'm not completely masochistic, we're going to go with some Death Sentry as well. But that's going to be our build. So that's the goal, and anything we're going to be doing with that is going to be just to support that. So is it a good build? God, no. Is it going to be completable before 2.4? I'm not actually sure. I think we could. We could probably like just struggle bust through it, but it's going to be one of those things where it's like, I'm not entirely sure if we're going to have our sanity afterwards. One of those situations. But it's fine. So there's the Hell Clans. I'm going to scratch my shoulder real quick while fighting a Ghoul Lord. Now, I do have to say, it is... doing this on keyboard... I mean, on keyboard would be way worse than doing it on controller, at least whenever we get to the endgame stuff, simply because of how charges work. Because I'd constantly have to be rotating skills, whereas with controller, and if I wanted to use the quick keys, I could do that as well with keyboard and mouse, but with controller, I can just assign it to the face buttons and treat it more like a fighting game, which I can do. I can mentally juggle that, because I'll always have one button as my... Hey, wow, that guy teleported. But I'll always have one button as my charge up for Phoenix Strike. I'll have another button for my teleport. I'll have a different button for my other thing. I have a feeling we'll see 2.4 in probably late January, early February, if I had to guess, unless they rush the PTR, which is entirely possible. I still don't like the 2.3 patch. There are good things about it, but the improved AI is not improved. They just basically made things teleport to you quicker and pathfind a little bit better, and broke bugging the mercenaries, which means that any character that can't reposition the mercenaries or provide some sort of protection to them, unless you have high-end gear, you might as well not have a mercenary in hell. So, and that's just how it is. Now, generally speaking, your mercenary will be able to survive the first half of Act 1, which is what you needed to do to get to bug them. But let's go ahead and drop that. I'll identify this. I need to fill up my scrolls. Yeah, that can just go away. So, we didn't get anything good there. But, let's go ahead and drop this stuff. Let's see. Yeah, we need to get scrolls. We need to repair real quick. 100-something gold, that's fine. Drop that off. Oh, and we need to drop the Eld off as well. You like your main attack like Frozen Orb or Hammer on the face buttons for auras. Oh, you like your main attack like Frozen Orb or Hammer, the face buttons for auras, other attacks for immunes, and right button for things like Meteor, and use left trigger to set like Cold Skill Shield Telekinesis. So left for your pre-buffs basically, and face for your actives, which is a fairly simple thing. Oh, I have to buy them one by one? Oh god, no, why? How full am I? 11 and 10. So let's get 4 of these. 2, 3, 4, and 5 of these. There we go. The main attack being right trigger. Hey, no one, how's it going? But yeah, I'm just sticking with what we've got here. I'm going to use just the main face buttons. I'm not going to use too much of the left trigger thing. I might start using it for buffs, like set it up for the dual trigger for having burst of speed on left trigger plus right trigger, but yeah. I know you can sell and rebuy it, but do they fill it up to full is the question when you sell and rebuy it. Because I know that, well, yeah, if you sell it to the smiths, they will, because it's treated like the arrows. For some reason, I was thinking selling it to Drogden, he's just going to sell you back one with one in it. Do I know how to heal my mercenary? I'm probably not going to bother with it. If I remember correctly, it is... Actually, I don't remember how to do it. To heal the mercenary on controller. I'll have to figure that out eventually. I know it on keyboard. It's just, yeah, muscle memory there. It's that time of year, no one. And I've missed a few streams because my internet's been jank. So it's left trigger and the D-pad buttons. Okay. Chances are I'm just going to let the mercenary die for the most part, sadly. But hopefully the improvements that they do with the mercenaries will be good ones. And I'll have a reason to use an Act, 3 mercenary that has AI that, stays back. Because that's one thing that I don't fault the Act 3 mercenaries on. They actually survive a lot better than the Act 2 mercenaries. I would say the Act 2 mercenaries are by far the most prone to death just naturally. If you're looking for a tanky mercenary, the Act 5 ones are tankier. Hi, big guy. There you go. But, yeah. Just whatever you can get. Left trigger and the D-pads to do the healing. I will probably forget that by the time I need it, but I will probably be asking again around then. If I even decide to keep a mercenary, honestly. If I do, I might switch to an Act 1 mercenary. Because for this build, I don't really need too many things. Blessed Aim would be about it. Maybe. Or Holy Freeze to slow things down. Wish they'd let Act 5 mercenaries hold 2 weapons. Fun little fact about the Act 5 mercenaries, if you give them a one-handed weapon, they actually get double damage on it. It does... It's just kind of like the Act 2 mercenary with a javelin. Let's see. Act 2 mercenaries are also confused by things like doors. Yeah, Act 2 mercenaries are the bricks of the world. And they are not boosting Act 2 mercenaries at all, if memory serves. They actually... The patch 2.3 made Act 2 mercenaries objectively worse. So, yay. And I don't mind mercenaries being strong. I don't mind Act 2 mercenaries being the main one people go for. There are uses for Act 5 and Act 1 mercenaries. The one I'm pissed about is Act 3 mercenaries not getting any love. Hopefully, and I'm going to say this until I'm freaking blue in the face, hopefully they eventually realize just give the Act 3 mercenaries masteries and they'll be good. That's all they need is just masteries. So let's go ahead and drop down here. Third try. Let's see. Now, one thing that I'm probably never going to get used to is looking in 2 different places for information about the enemies. Because you actually do have to look at the... down at the bottom where their actual name is, like on the character, so that shows you which one it is. I wish that the health bar was mirrored up top. The Iron Wolves, yep, they do have a cool name. I like the name Iron Wolves. It's pretty cool. But that doesn't make them any better. Pretty much the only, even remotely useful one is the Ice one. And that's because they don't have masteries. The Ice one, chill length is not... Well, it is impacted by mastery, but not as much as the damage output of Fire and Lightning, which don't have other kind of, bonus effects. And the Act 1 mercenaries are probably going to get... If I had to guess, the Act 1 mercenaries are going to end up a little bit overpowered with the right gear. If they do the changes that I think they're going to do based on their more recent changes. Hey, Daladon, how's it going? Let's see. Makes you think of 40k. And if it has masteries, then it's all set. Yeah, if it has masteries, Act 3 mercenaries, especially the lightning and fire ones, you're going to see people putting a lot more value. If they had masteries, you'd see a lot more people putting value into Dragon and into... crap, what's it called? I'm sorry, I'm fighting things right now. Into Dream, into Dragon, into Hand of Justice. You're going to see changes there if they actually do end up giving them masteries. Act 2 mercenaries can already use javelins. But I don't think Act 1 mercenaries need different weapon types. I think they're fine with what they've got. Act 5 mercenaries, I wouldn't mind seeing them being able to use a variety of weapons. I would rather have them all be two-handed weapons, like axe, hammer, stuff like that. Putting finishing touches on a one-shot with roll 20 for some evil characters. Oh. I have to be very careful who I run evil campaigns with. Because evil is one of those things where it can really be different depending on the person you are talking to about it. If someone understands that evil is self-interest and selfishness and kind of not necessarily narcissism, but that kind of like self-importance and the desire for power in oneself, then I am fine with evil. Whenever somebody's like, I want to be an edgelord just murder hoboing, and I want to be evil because of that, that's not evil, that's just being a psychopath. Can Act 3 mercenaries get faster cast rate from armor and weapons? Yes. Since the patch, you're considering getting T2R, but you don't know if your PC can take it. I need to test it on... Actually, I need to get that system up and running. But I need to test it on the system that's kind of like just borderline spec, so I can actually see if that actually works out right. Which is why allowed for the format of quotation. Oh, okay. If someone wants to be a murder hobo in any of my games, they're going to have repercussions. NPCs are not going to like you if you're going around randomly killing people. And it's found out about. You wish that they would make it where mercenaries can have boots, gloves, amulet, and rings? I wouldn't mind boots and gloves and belt. I'm still on the fence about amulets and rings, honestly. But that's neither here nor there. It's just a few more slots for those resists would be nice. You literally don't have a graphics card, then you probably won't be able to run it. Unless you have one of the newer integrated graphics systems. And even then, I'm not sure they'll run it. Either way, I will extend the invitation on the Discord later for a time in January. For you as well if you want neutral evil changeling. Unfortunately, I would have to change the theme of the changeling, because the changeling themselves would be definitely fall under lawful neutral most likely as to how they're designed, because the premise of the character and their visual design is based on them having to hide, and they hide in a lawful situation. Wish they added pants to gear, legs getting a bit cold. That's a problem with a lot of games. You want to see a game without pants. You want to see a game without pants, go check out Titan Quest. Titan Quest has a real pants problem. Stairs, by the way, with controllers suck. Wait, can an Act 5 mercenary use the helm that has werewolf and lycanthropy? Yes. It can use it. It's not going to do anything for it. It can't use the shapeshift skills, but it can it can equip that helmet. The Act 5 mercenary can equip any barbarian helmet. Even Ariat's Face. I have run Ariat's Face on them before. Unfortunately, the rogue cannot equip Amazon stuff, but that's fine. Let's see. Boop. Your wish list for mercenaries would be them being able to heal themselves with potions on their belts. That would be nice. That's another reason why I mentioned belts before. And belts are also a good source of faster hit recovery, resists, and stats. Whereas rings, you're starting to fall into the category of dual leech and all that kind of stuff. Wanted to have a pocket werewolf barb. Unfortunately, it's not going to happen. And I'm not sure. I know in one of the comments, I don't remember who it was, someone mentioned that the... Let's go ahead and drink that. That barbs would be able to use war cries in the shapeshifted form. I don't think that's actually been confirmed. They mentioned the elemental tree in the bit that I watched, but I haven't heard them actually confirm whether war cries would work like that. Let's see. My mercenary has a prayer aura. Most of them don't. They have a passive heal, but it's not enough to overcome being hit for like 1,000 damage in hell difficulty. And with the change to 2.3, I do see myself using Guardian Angel a lot in some mercenaries. Because before I could just like bug them and then just tank them through it, but... Let's hope. Why? Useless piece of crap. This is actually really hard to do. Using mercenary potions while fighting is actually really uncomfortable because I'm using an Xbox controller, and Xbox controllers to begin with are not comfortable for me. And I usually try to move while healing because generally if your mercenary's taking a ton of damage, so are you. Okay, so it's going to be square.
Seekers of the tomb of Tau Rasha will find it through the portal.
How would I feel about handling the mercenary skill points for their stats when they level up? I'd rather not. It doesn't really bother me. I would rather have the ability to tell them attack, run away, go there. Those three commands. Just those three basic commands for all your minions. It doesn't even have to be like specific command to specific minion. Just make that a broad command that you can apply to all of your minions and mercenaries. I'd be happy. That would satiate me. Give me the most basic of commands. But having to micromanage the mercenaries level up, I think you'd run into situations where they'd just be overpowered. Because then you'd have glass cannon mercenaries. If you could choose your merc's point distribution, you would just max out his jab, put a little bit of dexterity so he can use his armor and weapon, and the rest into strength. Don't run into gloams. Yeah, I hate gloams. But let's see. We do have stats. We do have a skill tree. Okay, so we can get Fade. Pretty sure we want that. And yeah, we are ready for Duriel, I guess. Hopefully it'll go all right. I mean, we've gone an hour without the stream completely dying, so that's at least a plus. There we go. Mercenary, don't die. Mercenary's gonna die. Mainly because, yep. Yeah. It requires like 20... It requires completely readjusting how my hand is to actually heal him. So he's dead, and he's staying dead for a while. Let's see. Square should be... Oh, square's along the top, isn't it? Derp. Because this is spiral. Then we have... I want to... Yeah, there's square. So do I bother with mercenary? God, no. Drop out that. 2, 3, 4, 5. I still don't know why that one trap next to the summoner was focusing in on things next to me. The traps are supposed to target what's closest to them, which is kind of a bit weird that they didn't. Yeah, Gloams took your foams, random, frozen orb source. What? Okay. Yeah, Gloams are terrible. We already had the 5 drop. We're looking for the 6 drop now. You know, the impossible. Okay, so you are a son of a bitch. Whoa! Well, that was all my life. Oh, fuck off. Yeah, this is actually irritating with a controller, by the way. Because it's a lot harder to aim at the stuff. So I'm basically just kind of like running around letting the traps do all the work. Because you're just sort of like, you point yourself sort of in the right direction and then hope it targets what you're trying to target. There's no guarantee that it's going to kill them, though.
Not enough mana.
Oh, bite me, you goddamn ghost eating all my mana. Die. Thank you. I might actually have to revive the mercenary just to handle the apparitions, because frankly, their mana burn is going to be a pain in the ass for me. Yoop. I've had him drop a few good things. Usually he drops the town portals, though. So, let's see. Hey, give me my mercenary back. I know I can't bug him, and he's going to die immediately, but I need a body. And I need to not have to press... And actually, why would they choose left trigger for that? Now, I'm realizing that would be awkward regardless of any controller that you use. Because you're having to use a... And why is my chair squeaking so weird? But anyway, because that is a weird hand position regardless of which controller you have. Because you have to take your hand off of move, because that's always going to be your left stick, to press, unless you have a claw formation on your hand, which is very uncomfortable. If you're wondering what claw formation is, that's where you have your the bird, the middle finger, on the trigger. You have your index on either the D-pad or the joystick, and your thumb on the other D-pad or joystick, whatever you want to call it. So you have a 3-point connection on there. It's used for some games, but it causes hand cramping like nobody's business. I wish there was a lot more customization with the controller for console as well, or, well, just controller play in general. Wow, thanks for being in the walls. Hopefully they don't kill the mercenary while they're piling on in the walls. Let's get you. Oh, there's a boss over there too. Let's go ahead and yeah, we're gonna definitely go with the kicks on this. My chair, it's squeaking bad when I go to adjust it. Used to play Claw on COD before Scuff-like controllers were really available. Let's see. That does not seem like the right way. It could be, because there is a branch off to the top right, though. And frankly, as far as Tal Rasha's tomb goes, I actually really don't like unravelers in here. They get a little irritating at times. Okay, so in here, let's go ahead and hold that down to populate. I wanted to populate belt, not just throw it into my hand, but that's fine. That works too. I know it used to just like zip them all in, but apparently it doesn't want to. To use potions while moving. More precisely, use potions on your mercenary while running. Mercenary, fall back. Mercenary, fall back, please. But if you want to use a potion on your mercenary while you're moving, you have to have a 3-point contact on your controller. And generally speaking, you want to be moving if you're having to dump potions on your mercenary. So, yeah. Yeah, I can sort of keep moving while I do. Oh, wow, these guys are going to be really fucking irritating, aren't they? Stop reviving. Oh, there's another one. Oh, Jesus Christ. How many of you assholes decided to spawn? But yeah, having to claw-hand it to heal the mercenary is really inconvenient. Because, yeah, even just healing yourself while you're moving. You're a right stick mover. You use one hand to look through Reddit and use frozen orb on right trigger. Static field. Can't reassign movement to the right stick, I'm pretty sure. Options. 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 Thank you. Yeah, I can't change the movement to my right stick. Turn back. I can tell that you need more experience to fight safely in the next wilderness. I just need better control schemes. But you can't control your movement with the right stick. The right stick is just dead, unused space in this, which is really stupid. There are a lot of things they did right, but I'm sorry, I can't help but call them out on some of the stupid shit that they did. It's still better than nothing. Yes, I know. But there are a lot of bad decisions in this. Let's see. Controller settings. Options. Options. Gameplay. Swap thumbsticks. Oh, they must have added that because that didn't used to be in there. Life leech is important on him even when there was the bug. The thing is, you can't life leech from like skeletons or ghosts unless you have like sanctuary or something like that. Then you can actually life steal from ghosts. But yeah. Let's go and take these guys out. I'm having to pick these up and try, and hopefully they... Let me pick up the goddamn potion, please. Thank you. Okay. There it goes. Does MF and group games contribute to each other, or only the person with the killing blow? Only the person with the killing blow. Like, if you have 300 magic find and the person next to you has 0 magic find, anything they kill is going to have 0 magic find impacting it. Anything you kill will have 300%. Your mercenary would have a 300% as well, though. Because your mercenary stacks with your magic find if they do the kill. God, they are really laying on the Unravelers in the most irritating... This is like the worst situation for me to have them on. Trying this on controller. because it's really not pleasant to aim at specific things. Come on, unravel it. And I'm going to have to heal Mercenary pretty soon. Kill them. There we go. Why did they... I'm not even going to ask why it dropped all the way up there. But yeah, that's... Magic Find in general just passes through your minions and your stuff like that. It does not pass on to your allies. I'm saying the controller's control scheme is just at least the natural one is bad. It's also bad that you can't unbind interact with items off of A. So yeah. Let's go ahead and drink that. Go ahead and put up a town portal. I do need to craft the staff still, which is a little bit jarring to do, but it's fine. Let's see. But yeah, it's just honestly, as someone who played extensively the Diablo 1 on PlayStation 1, I actually think PlayStation 1, Diablo 1 had better controls. It didn't even have joysticks. So, yeah, it's I'll be able to get through it. It's not going to be that bad. But keyboard and mouse is definitely better. Repair all equipment. Drop all the gold in there because we want to keep over 10,000.
Hello.
I am going to do thawing potions on this. But I should do a video on Diablo 1 on consoles one of these days. I'll probably just end up emulating Diablo 1, but on console, that is, because frankly, PlayStation 1 does not capture super well, but it should be fine. Get that. There we go. That should be long enough for us to deal with Duriel. We're almost leveled up too. Console Diablo 1 actually wasn't that bad. It had kind of similar issues to this at times, but let me go down in there. Fight me, Duriel. He's actually not doing too well versus me, thankfully. I want him to actually get me in the corner so he'll stop knocking me back. There we go. Got him. If that's angelic, I will be very, very happy. We are going to identify that right now. It's Vidala's of all things, Vidala's snare. That's usually one of the last things I find. Okay, fine. I mean, we have Vidala's boots. There we go. Reaction times. Nothing in here is good. Okay. So we have defeated Duriel. Let's go ahead and get more life. We're gonna need to be tanky for this nonsense. So let's see. I'm really on the fence still as to whether I want to get a shadow or not. It might be useful for keeping the mercenary alive, but at the same time, I'd have to invest a lot of points into it. So that means do low-level death sentries, so we'd have 1 point there. That's 21, 41, and then the rest into that. So, yeah, we can do that. I can get the shadow. I'm just trying to do the math on it in my head. It's not promising, but it's there. And I'm really looking forward to, because the way they describe the charge changes is the charges will tick down by 1. So if you have, like, say 3 Phoenix Strike ones, all you'd have to do is charge it back up once to keep it onto the level that you were trying for before.
The Ark.
And we might end up switching over to keyboard and mouse just for the healing purposes. That might actually be better on mercenary. Uno momento. Banning another bot. Sorry. Boom. The bots, they are real.
Yes, citizen.
But yeah, those are, if you're wondering what those random things they're trying to like fake link, it's basically spam links that they usually got caught by the spam filter on messages that finally stopped, and that they started putting into chat, which is random female names are almost always associated with. They're trying to get horny people to click on them so they can give them a virus or something, and it gets a bunch of old men. So let's see. Oh yeah, mercenary.
I'll put that to good use.
Okay, so I can hold that down and just quick swap it to him. Sweet. So to sell that, X, I'm gonna give it to you. I will eventually get used to using the controller, but it's gonna take time. But there's hot singles in my area. I've got hot singles in my wallet. Got like, I think I have like 7 $1 bills in my wallet.
Welcome to corrupt.
I don't actually know the precise number. Maybe we should switch over to... You know what? I'm gonna do it. I know I just resurrected this guy. I'm gonna dump his stuff off of him. But I'm gonna be that guy. That's not what I wanted to do, but that's fine. Pick up. Drop. And I don't care about the trident.
Hello there.
Hire. I need Ice Boy. So let's get Vonji. You get to get that.
Put that to good use.
And
Put
that.
that to good use.
You like controller for D2R, but you hate how the inventory menu art. I like using it for like the boas on and stuff like that. I'm liking using the face buttons for the martial arts. I don't like having to heal with it. So doing melee with it is proving to be a little bit more irritating than I thought it would be. So there's a little bit more resist on my part. How are we looking on resist? Not bad. Our lightning resist is kind of pants, but we could deal with that. I'll put that to good use. At least the ice mercenary has a use. If a plane is heading to New York doing 80 miles an hour and a train that is heading from Singapore crashes, who gets to Charleston, North Carolina last? Me. Although part of me actually wishes I lived in North Carolina right now, because Limited Run is opening up a physical store. I would 100% want a job there. And it is kind of like in my wheel of specialty. On more than one front, funnily enough. Even if it was just stocking shelves there, it'd be enough to cover the gap. And it would be immersed in video games. Be able to nerd out with people about them. And it would probably influence my content, but that's just an entirely different thing. Let's go ahead.
Enough mana.
Not enough mana. Drop that. Let's see. You'd like to... Okay, let's see. Shit, wrong AMA. The Battle of Moscow. I'd like to imagine the Snake Lady wiped dust off the top of the Merc's helm like someone getting a back of store item from 20 years ago. He dusty. I mean, he's already dusty. You can see it kind of sparkling around him. He got that Pigpen vibe. Let's see. Should I be afraid of anything here? Probably not. Because Mercenary can... This is one nice point. In normal difficulty, the Cold Mercenary actually can just wreck face. Because he will freeze stuff, and he does basically an unlimited amount of glacial spikes and all that kind of fun stuff. We could give him a Spirit Sword and stuff. Do we want to try and give him faster cast? Just have him spam cold and stay back? I mean, it's no worse than some of the other things I could do. He's just not going to do real damage. Let's grab the Ithrunes. Let's see. Who would win, Enchantress from Diablo 3 or Desert Mercenary from Diablo 2? I have not played with the mercenaries in Diablo 3 enough to know. I have beaten Diablo 3 twice. Oh, I've beaten Diablo 3 personally twice. Someone rushed me through it once, so that would be 3 times. That's why my Witch Doctor is at such a high level, and I never actually played him. They just wanted somebody to chat with while they were playing. Let's see, give him a spirit. I could give him dual spirit. I'd have to get an ethereal monarch to do it, but I could get him dual spirit. Because I don't think he gets enough strength to actually equip a proper monarch. Go, mercenary, go. He's doing more work than I am. I didn't mind Diablo 3. It wasn't a great game for me, but it accomplished what it was going for, which is an arcadey style Diablo franchise thing that feels more like Warcraft, which is kind of what it was going for. And that's why there's a fairly big overlap of Diablo 3 and Warcraft, as opposed to Diablo 3 and Diablo 2. Let's go and grab that. I'd give Diablo 3's story, honestly, Diablo's story in general, is kind of neat premise, but it's not executed very well in the games. You generally, if you want like the deep lore of Diablo, you have to go look at the books. So let's see, is this the spoiler thing we're looking for? Or is this the wrong spoiler? I'm feeling it's going to be the wrong spoiler. It is the wrong spoiler. Which kind of sucks. Because that means this is Arachnid. Yeah. Let's see. You meant sword, but yeah, shield 2 would work. Huh? Let's see. Boop, boop, boop. We'll just go ahead and beat the crap out of him. What do you think is going to happen with D4? More like Resurrection or Diablo 3? I think it's going to be its own issue. I have a feeling it's going to be it's going to capture the atmosphere of Diablo 2 Resurrected. It's going to be a bit more in line with that. But I have a feeling, and this is just a odd hunch, that gameplay-wise and as far as like design philosophy, it's going to be very much Activision style, where it is not necessarily going to have a bunch of microtransactions, but it's going to be very much on controlling the player, which is kind of a rough thing. So we'll see how it turns out. Let's see. I'm going to go ahead and just keep running around in circles in here, and hopefully we'll get the right spoilers. And as far as the change that makes you have to destroy the compelling orb, I both love and hate it. I understand why it's there, and that's actually the original reason why they even put in the barriers to getting into places. Like, the fact that you even have to kill the council is something they changed to be in line with that back in the day. But, and same reason you have to kill the ancients, usually, unless you are using a bug rush to get through Act 5. I have a feeling people will still find a way around actually having to do Act 3. You didn't dislike D3, but in terms of story and atmosphere, D1, I would say D1 had the better atmosphere, worse gameplay. I would say Diablo 3 had the most polished but least invested gameplay, but it was kind of like the lowest of the three in terms of atmosphere because it was too cartoony. And Diablo 2 is just kind of like the nice balance. It's not quite as unforgiving as Diablo 1, and it's got a lot more fluid gameplay, but it's got worse atmosphere than Diablo 1. I think the reason Hellfire gets hate is because it's got some oddities about it. If you've ever heard the alternative audio for a certain boss that Hellfire introduced, you'd understand what that means. Because that kind of stuff kind of snuck into it. It also gets hate because it was from an external company, which I personally think is a really cool thing about Hellfire. But I can understand why some people think it's not actually part of the Diablo world. And I don't think it's actually considered canon. I'm fairly certain it's not. Because some of that stuff gets really freaking weird. I think the story for Diablo 3 did okay. I mean, we've come a long ways from even when Diablo 3 was released, much less when Diablo 2 was released, about what is expected in terms of a game story. Because games like this back then didn't have high barriers to entry as far as their story. But as we've gotten into the more modern stuff, people are generally expecting more from games like this because it's treated more like an RPG rather than action with RPG elements. So you have to kind of like consider that whenever you compare modern ones with older ones. Let's see. There are, however, some trouble involved with game snobbery that is sort of mimicked from the music industry. Like these games or else you are wrong and should be punched. Yeah. I like a lot of games, so yeah. Even games I'll shit on, I can usually find positive things about. So yay. Do we have? No, we don't have any spare points. Let's see. Grab the mana potion, of course. Identify you. You are garbage. I just want to find my eyeball, thank you. It's proving kind of frustrating. And another thing they need to do is make it so that if you are attacking thin air, you're not using up your mana for like melee attacks. That is a little irritating. Especially whenever with controller, it just kind of like kicks in the general direction you are moving. Let's see. I think we're going into Flare Jungle right now. I don't think this is... I don't want that. I don't think this is the... Well, it might have the eyeball on the transition. Well, where did you have your eyeball list? I don't know. I can't see my own eyeball. I presumed it was on my face, but apparently it's not. Can you see your own eyeball without a mirror? Because I've yet to see a mirror in this game that I can recall. I've seen glass. I don't think I've seen a mirror. You like Diablo 3 because the seasons gave rewards for doing challenges, the bounties after you complete the game, the greater rifts were good challenges after beating the game, plus more difficulties. I think Hell difficulty is fine for a peak on Diablo 2. I do think they should do more than just make the different areas level 85 farming areas, though. I think they need to actually make some of like the portals in Act 5 and certain other areas turn into post-game areas. Let them go into like larger multi-floor dungeon kind of things. It just came to your mind. What if attacks cost us stamina instead of mana? I mean, that's essentially what they did in Diablo 3 by making certain skills require different resources, but those resources just depend on what class you were. It's not hell on D3, it's torment. I know it's not hell on D3. I'm saying hell is high enough on here because they made it hard enough. But yeah, you don't need a million difficulties if the game is balanced properly, in my opinion. But having the more additional millions of levels of torment allows them to introduce power creep without it feeling quite as janky. But I agree with the sentiment that the stamina system is absolute garbage in this. You think that for Final Fantasy XIV, use a system that used a stamina-based mana bar for the martial classes, but went away from it. Okay. I just remember that Final Fantasy XIV basically had to be remade almost from scratch because people were so unhappy with it. And I'm going the wrong way. Damn it. Well, we're committed right now. Probably committed for keep going this way. Should probably be committed for trying this build. Yes, I realize I'm in a hostile area. Doesn't need to flash red. Feel like they should have brought back the point system for D3 skills. Yeah, the just like free respec thing, it just kind of feels like, why not just give me all the skills and let me just assign them to buttons rather than having me to do loadouts. Let's see. Grab the mana potion, and these guys are minions. Mercenary's going to die because he's running right into that. I mean, the Act 3 Mercenary is smarter, not by a lot. Okay, I think we're good to just keep chugging away at this stuff. Let's grab the Jade figurine. We, of course, need that.
What should I do with it?
Grab that. Kalim's Eye. Let's grab that there. And Poison Spinners. I want to get one more level. We're about to reach 2 hours. I don't think we're going to get through Act 3. I think I might just set a goal of getting in act a night with this, because this is a lot slower going than it is with mouse and keyboard for me. That is for certain. Because it's just kind of like chugging through this very, very slowly. What I am going to do, however, if we don't get all the parts, I'm going to go get the waypoints. So, Spider Forest. Oh, yeah, I can't move the map with this. Butts. Butts dooped up a do. No, I'm not even going to. No. But I do want to get the waypoints today, even if we aren't going to finish Act 3. Because I don't think I have time to finish Act 3 with the slower slog of doing this with the Controller of Doom. So I think what we want to do is just burst of speed. And I forget how to weapon swap. Oh, it's right. R3. So burst of speed, and we go down this way. And I think we just go through the Great Marsh and pray we don't have gloams. Because lightning will hurt bad. And it looks like we might have gotten lucky. And this looks like it might actually be the way to... I'm just going to keep going along this top part. Yeah, you try to stop by Carest. Carest is actually a good anchor point. I do want to get a Flayer Jungle waypoint too, though. Because you need that for the brain. I always want to say the heart is in the Flayer Jungle, but it's not. Your heart is in the sewers, your brain is in the jungle. Whereas I always think your brain needs to be in the sewer. It's in the gutter. My mind is in the gutter. Why they didn't go for that pun is probably just to piss me off. It's all part of Blizzard's evil plan. They're trying to murder me after all. I'm kidding, of course, they're not. Okay. Mercenary, can you stop getting poisoned so hard? So hardcore, Mr. Dude. Go ahead and murder all them. We're going to get a level up as well, thankfully. And this looks like it's going to be the actual exit. So we grab that, keep going to the right. Flayer Jungle. Nope, we're still in Great Marsh. This could be the path off to the Flayer Jungle, though, because we've passed the length of the Spider Forest. There we go. Dropped out a bunch of traps. Hopefully those will do some work. My mind is in the gutter, damn it. Let's see. Mario Kart Wii is different from... What? Luigi's Circuit from Mario Kart Wii is different in Mario Kart Wii. Huh? I'm not a huge Mario Kart person. Last time I played a Mario Kart regularly was on Super Nintendo. So I'm just going to look at that confused and be like, okay. Yes, my last Mario Kart that I played a lot was 2D. Two-dimensional. With, oh crap, I'm trying to remember what they called that type of graphics. The FX chip. The FX chip, I think, is what the chip was called. It might be like Super FX or something.
Hello, back in.
Like I've said, my memory is absolute butt, so generally with those kind of things, I know what I'm thinking of, and then I go and look it up. Just to restore my brain to operating order. It's a factory reset. Mode 7. There we go. That's the one you're thinking of.
Well,
I think FX chip was the 3D thing, and then Mode 7 was the fake kind of like moving terrain on a angle thing. Okay, character-wise. And then we'll grab skill tree. We now have a friend. And we'll go ahead and bind that onto LTX. We now have friend. Old man memory has failed you, and it's 4:45 a.m. Yeah. It's almost 10 p.m. here, so. And my sleep schedule is all over the place right now, unfortunately. I have actually been considering doing earlier streams as well. It'd probably be closer to your dinner time, Daladon. Because you are... what, 7 hours ahead of me? I was thinking about doing just early morning instead of late evening streams, but then I'd have to change my days. Because the days that I do streaming, one of the days there's a good chance of not having a quiet place to record. So let's see, dump them. In Winnipeg. Well, don't ya know? Neighbors to the north there, gosh golly gee willikers. Oh, let's go ahead. I need to repair stuff. I keep forgetting. This breaks like crazy. Ah. It's lunchtime. It's a lunchtime stream for you. Do you enjoy your snackos? Actually, there's a decent chunk of the viewership is from Southeast Asia. So I need to repair. Yes. I can guarantee you we know which Korea. Unless someone is risking their life to watch Diablo 2. Okay, so he's done. Have a good one, Daladon.
Good day.
Rest well in your middle of the morning scary hours. The one that makes K-pop.
Damn it.
The Golden Bird of Kuile. Ah, I miss his sing.
From the ash.
Should I play his line? Should I play his line real quick? Let me see if I can find the ash hole line. Okay, videos. Let's see. Alcor. There it is. I'm going to play his line.
There was a very fat man here recently asking after the golden bird of Kuile. Have you heard of it? He kept muttering about ashes. I would imagine one golden bird's ash hole to be about the same as another, wouldn't you?
I love that one. I don't know if it was loud enough, but I really do love that line. Just golden bird's ash hole. Oh, it's so stupid. Okay, so there's 20 more life. Let's go ahead and dump this stuff off. let's see. For us... Oh, we actually have access to one of our rings. Yay! Mana Steel instead of... I guess we'll use it instead of this rare, because this actually has resists on it that we need, which is lightning resist. We'll keep that floating around. One golden bird's ash hole is the same as any other. Okay. So let's go find those other waypoints. Enough horsing around. I'm fading fast and I do have to get some editing done tonight. Yes, he has several offensive lines. I think the other ones weren't removed though. That one for some reason was. Okay. Am I going dumb, or is there like not an exit to Flayer Jungle somewhere? Cause I need to find Flayer Jungle. And it's gonna drive me nuts. Oh, lordy, lordy, lordy. It could be just down over this way. Hi. Can I go around things, please? Thank you. It's awkward. Does this go down? No. But we've gone across the entire top part, so... Oh, this is going to be gross. It's going to be gross. It's going to be 144. Yeah, he probably would have been friends with Farnham. There actually is a drunk in this, by the way. Internet connection issues is where I've been. How have you been doing, none of us? Hopefully well. We'll see if we can actually find our way to the bloody Flayer Jungle sometime today. It seems like it is just evading me at every turn. And I don't even mind the fire shrine there. It actually helped me one-shot something. So let's... Oh. Is that going to be it? Is it really just a backtrack into it? This is a bad layout. Holy crap. Yep, this is it. Okay. So we just got a bad layout. It's a backtrack into itself kind of thing. So let's grab the stamina shrine. And hope we don't have too many problems in here. I want the Flayer Jungle waypoint. We're not going to bother going down into the dungeon. I can come back and get that next time. But we're going to murder things. You caught Strep Throat? No! Strep is very rough. And it can get way... Strep is one of those that I don't think a lot of people realize it, but it can get a lot worse than just a sore throat and all that stuff, because it can actually spread to you like your skin and stuff. Finding Flayer Jungle coming soon, only in theaters. Brought to you by Nabisco. Ba-da-ba-ba-ba. It's fucking shit. There's the waypoint. Let's keep moving. Mephisto's Durance Part 1 coming soon to theaters. Generally speaking, I'm going to be trying to get at least one act done a stream. That said, like, Act 4 is usually quicker. Act 5 is a little bit quicker as well. Especially whenever we start getting into Nightmare, don't have to get cubes, we can speed up Act 2. You're already on the mend, hopefully having a good holiday season. It's a holiday with COVID. I don't have COVID, but it's a holiday with a global pandemic being an issue. But it will be fine. Eventually, hopefully, it will be fine. I'm just holding out hope on that one. So let's see. I'm currently in one of the countries that's handling it very, very terribly, but... Anyway. Winged Nightmares. I don't like their new design. they've got like weird little stilty legs, and it's kind of creepy. So let's see. Do I want to get the dagger while I'll get the dagger while I'm going through. It's not going to take too much time. But I'm not going to go down into the dungeon. The dungeon is a little bit of a redundant situation. There we go. And the dagger thing, yeah, right there. So we'll drink this, drop out traps. Trap, 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 trap. Pop that. He should spawn probably to our left. There he is. Might get a good rare. Maybe.
What a delicious blade. I should consult Ormus.
But yeah, we're gonna get to the inner cloister, not the inner cloister, the lower cuirass. Get that waypoint, and probably call it a stream because I really do have to get some editing done. I am behind. Behind, I say. Have a good one, Lapau. Stay safe and definitely stay healthy. You avoid as much of Act 3 as possible. Yeah, the woods, the like jungle part is a bit of a pain to navigate. There is a pattern to it. You can get just RNG screwed though, which we actually did this time around. Believe it or not, we got RNG screwed. Me, of all people. In case you're wondering, it happens a lot. We get fourth path on the, whatchamacallit a lot too. On Arcane Sanctuary, there we go. Actually, what I need to edit isn't the unique videos, although I do have 2 of those I need to edit. But what I need to edit is actually stuff for the Game Shop channel. Because I am behind on that one, and I have a video to release in 2 days. 3 days. Tuesday. However many days away that is. I have lost track. Depends on where you are in the world, too, I guess. Oh no, they're all on a bridge! They're so scary. Now, I might actually end up doing some Grim Dawn streams as well. I think I mentioned this at the beginning of the stream as well, but I know that a few more people are in here now. I may end up doing some Grim Dawn streams as well, but they won't be on the days that we normally do Diablo 2. So that is a thing. Unique helmets are on the list. I need to finish the class-specific uniques first. My plan is to do class specifics, then do circlets, and then do the normal helmets, and then have the, if you want to see the circlets or class specific ones, have just links in the description of it. Otherwise, it'll just get too bogged down. I was actually thinking about breaking them down into difficulties, like normal uniques and stuff like that, but at the same time, that results in a video of me saying, well, this one would be good, but a lot more than I do with just like ones where I can do all the uniques, because there's good normal Nightmare and Hell difficulty unique helmets, but for like, say, spears, not as much. You have some okay normal ones. You have like a really good exceptional one. Am I really? Oh, I am that full. There we go. But yeah, to get to the next area, it's literally always going to be on the right-hand edge of the Flare jungle, so you just keep navigating through here to the right. It's not hard. They make a pill for that. Oh, no, it's not that kind of hard. Okay, let's see. Take out the winged nightmares. Don't worry. The later it gets, the more my brain just wanders into weird places like that. Like, I wager a buck, Trebek. There's a few unique helms that I use instead of Shaco. Shaco is a very, very good helm. Harlequin Crest, for those of you wondering what we're talking about when we say Shaco. But it's a very good helmet, but I think it's... people put it on way more than they should. Oh, you goddamn idiot. I literally had just given him a potion, too. We'll get it whenever we find the waypoint. Yes, I do call my mercenary an idiot a lot. Let's see. They have no idea of self-preservation, for those of you wondering why I get mad at mercenaries. It's like, oh, you're getting hit. Maybe you should move. No, I cannot move. I must fight from this exact location constantly, no matter where you move. Okay, can you not run away and give everything blessed aim? Thank you. There you go. Soul killers aren't that bad if my brain is working as far as telling me what you think soul killers are. There are some seriously irritating ones, but gloams are by far the most irritating ones for me. He doesn't have enough life to justify more than a light potion. You forget, we're not even level 20 yet. I don't think. Are we level 20? No, we're level 21. So he's probably level 20. Yeah, he's level 20. He has 208 life. A light potion restores 90. It's just I had to swap my hand out to actually give him the bloody potions. And faster cast rate, lightning resist, and poison resist. I mean, I don't have a use for faster cast, but that resist is very tempting. The dolls, the undead Stygians, yeah. I still put them as second most irritating. Because gloams exist, and gloams can shoot you from off-screen, which sucks ass. But on that note, of just ending on saying ass, I'm going to go ahead and call that a stream. If you guys enjoyed this, be sure to give it a like, give a subscribe, to see more content in the near future, and also to know when I'm streaming, because if you're curious, on desktop, when somebody's streaming, they'll show up on that little left bar with a red dot, and they'll show up at the very top. So it's easier to see when people are streaming. But anyway, keep gaming, have fun, peace out either way, and I will see you guys next time. Bye.